to go over some breastfeeding positions today. I have my lovely little child's doll here. She has been well loved for many years, but she is pretty much the size of a general baby, maybe a little bit bigger than a newborn, but right around that child's age that's like maybe 2 or 3 months old. So for the intents of this video, I am going to pretend like she is a real baby. I am going to go through a couple different positions that are more common, and then if you have any questions or concerns, or if you want me to go over something more in detail, please drop it in the questions or in the comment sections below. I want everybody to notice that throughout this entire video, I am not placing my hand on the back of the baby's head. That's for a couple reasons. When we put the hand on the back of the baby's head, we are limiting their head and neck movement to be able to go back. When we are putting the baby up to the breast, they should have their mouth fall open and their head drop back, and then they should be brought up to the breast. We shouldn't have to stuff our nipple in their mouth. We shouldn't have to like squish them up to our breast. Their head should fall back, their mouth should fall open, and we can just bring them up to the breast. If you're having any pain or discomfort with these positions, you can always try a new position. They might have some latch difficulty. It's something that takes a little bit of practice. It's not something that comes naturally to everybody, so we can help you work through that as well. This one is called the cradle position. So what you do here is their head is resting in the crook of your arm. So when I was breastfeeding my daughter, I would kind of get her set up. You can use your other hand to help position your breast or your nipple, and their head falls back. Like I said, I don't have my hand on the back of her head here, so I hold my hand here. I get her set up into position, and then I would always just kind of slide my arm back here, and then I could hold her. Something similar can be done if you are using a breastfeeding pillow. You can go ahead and have your other hand, so this is my right hand, on the back of the baby's head here. Position your breast or your nipple with your left hand, and then the baby can be supported with that breastfeeding pillow also. Again, no hand on the back of the baby's head. And then you can kind of help support the baby's torso. I always tell people you want your forearm to kind of be supporting their back or the most of their weight, and then this is just a help like with their guiding their head to make sure obviously they don't have a lot of head and neck control, so this is just helping give them a little bit of support. Think about it, if you can't hold your head up, how hard it is to eat. So that's just something that we kind of tell people to do to make sure that they're supporting them. Also, when you're doing it cross cradle like this, their other hand can kind of be around you, like they're giving you a little bit of a hug. If they're kind of cramped in here like this, that might not be super comfortable for them. Their legs, you want to be belly to belly with the baby, so you want to make sure that their belly button is kind of touching or pointing the same way as your belly button. If they're twisted away like this, or if they're twisted too far this way, that's not super comfortable for them either. So you want to have the tummy to the mummy, so you're the mommy obviously, and just make sure that your tummy to tummy. You can bend their legs a little bit if you want to, and kind of put a little bit of support on their tush if that's more comfortable for them and for you also. So just a couple things to think about, but really, like I said, just making sure that you're keeping pressure off the back of the head. That's really going to kind of push against your breast. It'll push against their mouth, and that's not going to be super comfortable for either one of you. The other hold that's pretty common that I see people use quite a bit too is called the football hold. So just like you're running down the field with a football, you're going to kind of tuck the baby up on your side. Again, you're going to want to make sure that their tummy is as close to your tummy as you can. You can hold the baby's head kind of back here, kind of back by the ears. Again, the soft, sorry, my daughters really love her. But you want to make sure that this soft spot of the head is not being touched, so that way they can still have that backward head motion, the mouth can gape open, and then you can help bring the baby up to the breast. This kind of gives a feel for a little bit more comfort for some moms. It also kind of lets the baby kick around back here, which some babies like a little bit more versus being kind of confined to the mom's side. I never personally use this one a lot. Like I said, I mostly use the cross cradle position, but some moms swear by the football position and others the cross cradle. There's also a side lying position that you can do. I don't always encourage that one. And there's a couple reasons why. One, I feel like as a new mom, you are always super tired. And we always want to teach safe sleep habits, right? So that usually entails not falling asleep with our baby in the same bed as us. We want the baby to be close by us, room sharing, not bed sharing. And I just feel like this kind of encourages, I don't want to say encourages moms to fall asleep, but it makes the scenario a lot simpler to happen. So the sideline position is basically where you're laying on your side and you can bring that baby up to the breast, like I said, if you're laying in bed. So that one's a little bit more difficult to kind of show, but it's basically like you're literally laying tummy to tummy with that baby, and then you can either move side to side for that. The other one that I see mostly when moms are giving birth in the hospital, it's where you're laid back. So think about it, if you're in a recliner, that baby is literally tummy to tummy with you. You're reclined back either in a bed or in your recliner. Your hand is kind of supporting their belly, and then they can just kind of be off to the side here. And again, you're just supporting them as you need to. This one can sometimes be a little bit more tricky to get that mouth to gape back open because they don't always have that head and neck control to lift themselves up a whole lot. But those are a couple of the different positions that I know. There are some unique ways that moms can choose to feed their babies. I've seen moms breastfeed their babies while their babies are in a baby carrier or a baby sling. So it just really is what is comfortable for you, what is comfortable for your baby, and what works well for you.